Hi guys, Rachybop here. Welcome to Sims Saturday. Yesterday, some of you may know that I went to the Sims 4 producers tour at EA in Guildford to get a hands-on with the Sims 4 Get to Work, and it seems only fitting that I tell you everything I learned in today's Sims Saturday. If you'd like to see my vlog of the day, that's over on youtube.com/Rachybop's iPhone. I'll put the link to that video in the description. I also got to take 10 screenshots, which I'll be sharing on my website, rachybop.com. I'll put the link to that post in the description. I'm probably going to do a massive post with information and all that kind of thing. I've also got some nice pictures that Ricky Numbers, Kath from TSR, Sims Resource, took of us all down there. I'll share them on there as well, and probably on Twitter and Facebook, so just stay tuned to be around for those. But what I'm going to do in this video today is go through all the notes I wrote in my notebook. Oh, and here's the really cool USB that we got the screenshots on. Very cool. I think this is the second one I have of these, and they're just so cool. You can see inside. It's really fun. I also got some quite neat pens as well. I may do a giveaway. Let me know if you'd be interested, because right now I have a whole heap of stuff to give to you guys. I'll start with the questions that you guys asked me before I went. I posted on Twitter that I was going to the event and if you guys would like to ask any questions, and quite a lot of you responded. Actually, I posted on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. So the YouTube question I got was from, I can't say your name, will the new neighbourhood be attached to the other ones, Willow Creek, etc. So first of all, let me start by saying Sim Guru Azure, whose name I have real trouble giving justice to. It's a beautiful name, but it's really difficult to say in Yorkshire. So I had an interview with her in the interrogation room, and I asked her all your questions, and she very kindly answered them. And she was lovely and friendly, and if you're watching this, thank you so much for making us all feel comfortable and helping us through the game. In answer to that question regarding the neighbourhoods, it shows in a different way, and it's not like the neighbourhoods that we have at the moment. You have like a world screen which shows 3 different worlds, 2 current ones we have, and then this new neighbourhood which I'll talk about a little bit next. It's quite small, it doesn't work in the same way, it's not somewhere that you're really supposed to live, so it's hard to explain a straight answer to that because it's quite different. At Luke the Plumbob on Twitter, what are aliens bringing to The Sims 4? The main thing that she said, she went through a load of things with aliens, she did like a little demo of everything, but the coolest thing that she mentioned when I asked her that question was how they can actually wear human disguises, which is absolutely, it took me by surprise because I hadn't heard anything about that, and you could not tell that the human Sims were aliens. It was just a really cool thing. One thing I did find a little bit annoying is sometimes like it'll pop up saying so-and-so has discovered that so-and-so is an alien, right, which is really cool if they're in a human disguise, but if they're already an alien and they look like an alien, it still pops up and you're like, well duh. So that's just something that we have to work with within the engine, I suppose. The next question was from @SimmerNick on Twitter, how many levels can a basement go? So she did answer this before I'd actually asked her. There's 2 levels in the basement, but they're actually adding an extra level above ground as well. I'll talk about that again a bit later. At Patton Kieran on Twitter, how many Sims can go into a retail lot at once and how many employees can you hire? She didn't know the answer to that one currently, but she's going to tweet me with the answer, so stay tuned on Twitter. Also, I'll probably tag you into that, Patton Kieran. Also, she's written it down in her notes for herself to tweet SimGuru Graham and ask him, but I think I saw a brief post this morning on Sims VIP that might already cover that, so if you have already found out, please let us know. The next question comes from @MegaSimsLover on Twitter, will it be available in South Africa or Japan? They had to check on that one, but they did come back and confirm, say yes, it will be. At Laszlo Simmer on Twitter, can you own more than one store? Again, that was another question that she's going to chase up for you. I will try and tag you into that as well. At the Simified on Twitter, with basements being added, will we still be limited to 3 floors? So I've already answered that, thank you for your question there. At Lady Love Disdain on Twitter, any plans to introduce a florist bench like in The Sims 2 or other things that could be sold? So she totally recognised that that would be something that's lovely, but she did say that you can create your own displays with the things that you can sell, but they haven't made anything like the florist bench from The Sims 2. At Sarah Edwards 17 on Twitter wants to know more about the baking skill. So they actually told us loads about the baking skill, and I've also got loads in my notes about the baking skill, which I will tell you. The main thing she told us about in that, and she did ask me to specify a little bit in the question because there's so much to cover in the baking skill. I asked her about the cupcake factory because I noticed that when my sim leveled up in the baking skill, it opened up more recipes, but it also opened up more for the cupcake factory. So initially the cupcake factory could only do cupcakes, and now it can do so much more. So that's really cool that they've put that to an existing object. And at Gwyn74 wanted to know more about toddlers. I did ask her about that. So I actually asked that question after I asked Pro Marshmallow XD on YouTube's question, are they going to add locked doors and will they be able to make aliens in CAS? So you will be able to make aliens in CAS, which is awesome, and they are looking into adding locked doors. This is what she said: they work on feedback, they're listening to you all, they're definitely looking into it. They can't say whether they are doing it or are not, but they are aware that it's something that needs to be in the game, and they're going to try their best to do those things. And I asked her the toddlers question right afterwards, and I said, is it the same for that? And she said yes. So that is not a no, that is a maybe. Okay, so now let me go through my notes. I'm sorry if this is wishy-washy, I hope it's beneficial to you. I'll also put them in note form on my website if that's easier for you to take in, absorb. So let me start. So the world is called Magnolia Promenade. In Magnolia Promenade there are 3 venues: Paddywax Emporium, JF&S Clothiers and the Roadstead. The format of a workday is kind of like a party, like we have in The Sims 4, the event system. That's how you run the workday. It will pop on the side with tasks, and the taskbar will fill up and the clock will go down as your workday expires. There's also other people in the work venues working. It's well populated, which I thought was really quite good. You can unlock freezing and mind control on the science career, and with the mind control gun you can force people into their PJs amongst other things. There's also new objects, there's a crime map and other objects. With each career there's new things. And there's an invention constructor with the science career where you can brainstorm, and that will make you invent things quicker. Electroflux wormhole generator, that's something you can make with the invention constructor, and you can then move that wormhole somewhere and use that to go through to get to the alien world. The alien world is called Sixum. It's something that's been referenced in The Sims 2 and it's never actually been visualised. That's where the Sims aliens are from. The wormhole is the only way to get there. Abductions are now back. You can also have male pregnancies. If you go over to English Simmer, she actually got a pregnant male, which was quite fun. And you can visit there, but you cannot live there, and there's also collectibles there. You can, like I said, create aliens in CAS. They can also have a human disguise. You can have blue and green aliens. I also think I saw a purple one. You can have half and half babies, so half human sim, half alien sim. The aliens kind of wear like a wetsuity type thing as their costume, and there are special alien to alien interactions. Like I said, it's also very well populated. Male or female pregnant sims can give birth at the hospital and the spouse can attend. Bakery is a new skill. You can bake things like bread, cookies, donuts, pies, cheese breads, crab cakes and bagels. Retail interactions, there's new retail interactions. You can ask for the price range. There's also something called a show sale, which will influence a sim to buy something, and the more trust you have between those sims, the more likely they are to buy that thing. You answer questions from the people that come into your store, and they will have a shopping cart above their head if they're about to purchase. You have to interact with the sim to get the sale. They won't just come in and buy something without you putting the hard sell on them. Hire employees and set them to tasks. I tried that with the science career, it was really fun. And when you make a sale, you get perk points and money. Basements are free for all sometime in March, and you're going to get 2 levels below ground and additional above, so up to 6 levels. There's also mannequins. If you're in the retail career, you want to sell clothes, you can have a mannequin wearing those clothes, and you can then try those clothes on as your sim. If you do buy those, the mannequin will then be left naked with a soul sign around their neck. You can buy a camera, put it in your inventory and learn the photography skill. You'll have different sizes to take of the photos, different orientation, different filters. I again had to play around with this, it was very fun. There was some distressing parts though, I'll get to that. Photos will then go in the inventory when you've taken them, and you can drag and drop them to the wall, and then you can click on that photo on the wall and frame it. There's also other options on that as well. You cannot switch to another sim when you go to work. This is because it's on the event system, like I said before, which was something that I gave us bad feedback after the event. They came around and asked us what we thought was our feedback about the game, and I said the only bad point that I could really see was the fact that it runs on the event system. I don't know a way around that. I just know that it is quite sad that we can only stay with one sim through that day when they go to work, and we can't switch between them in their jobs. Although I understand it, and I think it would be very hard to switch to another one because it's quite intense work day. You do need to work through stuff as it pops up, otherwise you won't get it done and have a successful work day. So flicking between even 2 sims or more would be near impossible to achieve anything. But the one main thing that made me excited for The Sims 4 was that we didn't have to work on the Sims 3 engine. We were getting an all new engine with no restrictions, and now we're kind of seeing these scripted restrictions within The Sims 4 already. It is a bit distressing knowing that every world and portal and event system and all that will be the same eventually with a reskin, and that kind of takes the magic out of it for me. I had a sign that was a coffee sign, it lit up and that broke. Just something to mention that can happen. I was on baking level 2 with one of my sims, and this is what I could bake. Breadsticks, pre-mixed brownies, sugar cookies, bread, cereal marshmallow squares, oatmeal cookies and fish pie, although you would have to have the fish in order to do the fish pie, and that was something that SimGuru said as well, that they're trying to integrate gardening and fishing with the baking career, so you will benefit if your sim is good at fishing and gardening, because you can go out, get the ingredients and then bake with those things, which is quite a nice organic way of doing things. You could also decorate your bakery items to improve the quality. Level 3 of the baking skill brings you a plain bagel, whole wheat loaf, fruit pie, blueberry bagel, peanut butter cookies, onion bagel and fruit tarts and fruit muffins through the Cupcake Factory. You can use the phone to buy a retail store. In the styled rooms there were 3 new styled rooms: the United Colours Clothier, the Hap Fashions and Romero's eShop. There's loads of new stuff, too much for me even to mention. There was so much, it was quite unreal. There's one of the things I noticed which was really cool was the Out of This World mailbox. It also said that it might bring about aliens, which is fun, although aliens weren't hard to come by, not as hard as they were in The Sims 3. I then tried photography. I had the photo backdrop. The different options with that were black, brick wall, grey, outdoor, party, sky, water and white. I tried the brick wall, it was quite a nice effect. I then chose to take a group photo, and I chose some of the Sims that were available for this, whether it just be Sims that she knows or Sims that she lives with, and it then took hours for them to arrive. I guess because they've got to finish what they're doing, but my Sim literally just stood in front of the camera waiting for my Sims to arrive, and it was quite annoying, to be honest. I think it worked really well when I got someone who was already on the lot to come and take a photo, but the way you can just choose anyone and then your Sim will wait, I don't know, I didn't like that. Future Sim Labs is the place where your Sim will go to work as a scientist. There's an alien gnome in a container in the basement, and you can mix food serum, which you can then drink as well. You can analyse samples, create new plants, ask for crystals. Oh, and another thing that I was quite surprised at is that you cannot visit these career venues without being in that career. You can't like just go to the hospital or go to the police station or go to the science lab. You have to be in that career to go to that place, and you can only go when you're working. Another interaction is that you can theorise about aliens. You can, if you have like a few Sims in your household, when it's time for them to go to work, if it's one of the new careers, it will pop up and say, so and so is going to work, would you like to join them? You can join them or you can send them alone, because if you don't want to go with them or you want to go with someone else, that's fine, but you need to make sure you read that panel properly, because if you go with them, that's it, you're there for the day. And if you don't, you've lost them for the day. There's no second chance. So when I went to the science career again, it came up with a notification saying there'd been unexpected visitors. My Sim was on level 7 of the science career and had a robotic arm on. I don't think it was actually robotic, I think it was just his work uniform, but it looked like a robotic arm. He could also chat with a robot, ask a tourist about their day, and ask for a DNA sample. That was an interaction that popped up a lot. And you could also order a co-worker to do something. And I went through the achievements real quickly and just wrote down some of them that I saw that were new. Again, I'm not sure I've got all of them that are new, but I think I have, so I'll just go through those. One of them was Aliens Amongst Us. That was to discover 10 aliens in disguise. For that you get 50 points. Carried Away, you would have to have Sims be abducted by aliens 3 times, 50 points. Double Life, have an alien in disguise marry a Sim without them knowing their secret, 50 points. Patience Are a Virtue, max the doctor career, 50 points. Picture Perfect, max the photography, 50 points. Piece of Cake, max the bakery, 50 points. Very Special Delivery, that was to have a male Sim alien baby, and that again was 50 points. When your Sim is in the hospital, they will have patients come through the door. These patients will have icons above their head with a pulsating heart, that means they are sick. You can then select medical referral and choose what you want to do with these. In the collectibles, someone asked on Twitter while I was there about the collectibles. There's a new collectibles category which is geodes, and these are found in the alien world. There's 6 new geodes. There's also, in gardening, there's 1 new collectible which is a daisy. In metals, there's 2 new metals and 2 new crystals. I also, back to the hospital, I was examining a child and I put him in the x-ray machine and discovered that this child was an alien. I also cloned one of my Sims. He went in as Jarrett something and his clone came out behind him as Barrett something. I then froze him with the freeze ray gun, and I left him in there for the duration. He eventually did crack out of that, and you can crack them out yourself or you can just look at them. I just left him there, and when he came out he was blue because he was frozen. So don't confuse that with aliens, they have pointy ears. You can also, with the science career, when you get certain rewards, one of them is a satellite. You can put that outside your house and you can use it to contact aliens with a beam, and that you can do that at maximum every 24 hours. You can also create a neighbourhood hive mind. I did that. The options are Angry Town, Bladder Epidemic, Dance Party, Happy Town and Knockout. I did Dance Party, everyone was dancing for ages. It was quite funny to watch. An alien can also discuss human foods and you can move an alien into your house. So that is all the information I got from the event. Like I said, I'm going to be posting like crazy today, so stay tuned. If you've got any questions, I'll try my best to answer them in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on anything. I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to EA for having me at that event yesterday. It was fab. Bye!